Fox 5 News at 5 starts right now.
Well, still ahead, Tammy Hayward found a fibroid procedure that would keep her from having a hysterectomy, only to hit a wall with her insurance company. The problem? She couldn't get answers about whether the company would approve it. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin has her story coming up.
Well, still ahead here, Tammy found a minimally invasive fibroid procedure that promised to have her back to work in just 3 days. The problem? She couldn't get answers about whether her insurance company would approve it. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin will explain why coming up.
And up next, Tammy Hayward thought she'd found a cutting-edge procedure to get rid of her fibroids. The problem? She says she couldn't get a clear answer from her insurance company about whether it was covered until the day of the surgery. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin has her story right after the break.
It's a problem that affects nearly 80% of women from their 20s all the way up into their 50s.
Yeah, fibroids are non-cancerous tumors that grow in a woman's uterus. Sometimes they cause a few symptoms. Other times they can leave a woman with lots of pain, heavy cycles, and severe anemia. The Fox Medical Team's Beth Galvin is here now with one woman's search for answers.
And Sine and Tom, fibroids were nothing new to Tammy Hayward. She'd been battling them for a decade, and she'd already undergone one surgery known as a myomectomy to take the tumors out. But when she found a newer, less invasive procedure that would have her back to work in 3 days, Hayward was all in. But figuring out whether or not this procedure was covered is where things got really complicated. A decade after her first fibroid removal surgery, Tammy Hayward of Hiram started getting the feeling the non-cancerous tumors in her uterus were back.
I'm exhausted going up a flight of stairs. I just feel winded.
A blood test showed the 45-year-old was once again severely anemic, likely caused by her heavy periods. Dr. Soyini Hawkins of the Fibroid and Pelvic Wellness Center of Georgia says about 40% of fibroid tumors regrow within 5 years, bringing back with them the same difficult symptoms.
A lot of patients will complain of heavy bleeding. That's the #1 complaint with fibroids.
Hayward did not want a hysterectomy or surgery to remove her uterus, so she started researching her options. And she found Dr. Hawkins in Alpharetta, who performs a minimally invasive laparoscopic radiofrequency ablation procedure known as Acessa, using a needle to go in and heat up and destroy the fibroid tissue.
It's still surgery, but the beauty with Acessa is I'm getting even the smallest fibroids because those are the ones that have potential to grow much larger over the years.
So Hayward says she contacted her health insurance provider.
Every customer service representative was under the impression, yes, this is the procedure that it is, and yes, it is covered at 100%.
After signing the consent forms,
I contacted them again. Yes, this procedure is covered.
Then a week before her procedure, Hayward says the insurance company requested more information, which Dr. Hawkins says her office provided. But on the day of the surgery,
the hospital was calling me saying, "Where are you?"
Hayward says the company denied her request
on the morning of my surgery,
telling her RF ablation wasn't covered by the plan.
I was crushed. They just had something to the effect of, it's investigational, unproven, it's unknown, and therefore they denied it.
On its website, Acessa Health lists insurance companies it says cover the procedure. Hayward's is not among them. And while Dr. Hawkins says this technology is new to Georgia,
I did my first case in May of last year.
It's been on the market in the U.S. for 7 years.
Over 3,000 patients have had this procedure.
Hayward decided to appeal the company's denial, but as the months dragged on,
it just got to the point that the symptoms were just so intense, so debilitating that I really feel like I was left with no choice.
In August, Hayward requested pre-certification for a hysterectomy, the surgery she was trying to avoid. Within days, she says, the insurance company authorized the procedure.
It is just inherently wrong. It's just wrong.
And right now, the Georgia Department of Insurance does not track the number of people who are denied fibroid procedures by their insurance companies, and it's something that they say they're looking into. And State Representative Cannon Park has pre-filed a resolution for the next fall legislative season for the Georgia Department of Public Health to create a reporting system for fibroids. And the idea, Park says, is to find out exactly how many women across Georgia are impacted by fibroids. And I think they'll probably find if they do create a registry or something like this, a lot of women.
It's common, and some women really, really suffer.
And maybe it'll have an impact on that insurance approval process. Beth, thanks.
Thanks, Beth.